it's Eva Cartman, and you are listening to the Dream Big Podcast Show, the place to go to learn, laugh, and grow. Today we welcome the captivating Mel Robbins, and she brings her A game with amazing advice on how to achieve your big dreams. This is episode 47, Big Dreamers. You ready? It's time to dream big.
Welcome to the Dream Big Podcast Show. We're inspiring you to shoot for the moon, take aim and go. We bring to you amazing guests who truly love what they do. Every day they're living their dreams, and so can you. Dream big, take action to reach your goals. Are you pumped yet? It's showtime, let's rock and roll.
Welcome to the Dream Big Podcast Show. I am your host, Eva Cartman. And today I'd like to start with a special thank you to the newest members of the Dream Big Squad, Brenda Leonard and Angela Sharp, and all their families. Thank you for supporting the Dream Big podcast. If you would like to become a member of the squad and get a special shout out from me on the show, then please head to dreambigsquad.com. Squad members also get access to a special commercial-free feed of the Dream Big podcast with all of our past episodes and lots of other cool squad-only perks as well. I wanted to give a quick shout-out to the review of the week. This is from Joe and reads, Eva and Olga make a great team, and they really do find fun and inspiring people to interview. It's the kind of show that kids and grown-ups can learn from. Nice work! Thank you, Joe, for your review. Big Dreamers, please keep the reviews coming. My family reads them all, and we are so thankful to see the impact the podcast is having. Plus, reviews help keep us high in the charts on iTunes so we can attract amazing guests like Mel Robbins. For a limited time, we are actually sending out free personalized stickers to the Big Dreamers who take the time to leave an honest review. Parents, you can go to dreambigpodcast.com/bonus with your kids for the details on how to claim the free stickers. With those announcements out of the way, I want to say how fortunate we are to have Mel Robbins on the show. She is one of the most sought-out speakers in the world right now, and you will shortly see why. She has so much energy and so much wisdom. Her book, 5-Second Rule, has become a phenomenon, and she'll be sharing how the rule is the difference between you making your big dreams a reality or not. So this is really important. At our show notes at dreambigpodcast.com/47, we will include links to Mel's website and everything we discuss in the interview. Without further ado, here's our interview with Mel Robbins. Let's roll the tape. Hi.
Hello, Mel.
Hi. How are you guys?
We're good. I'm so excited to have you on the show.
Well, thank you for inviting me.
You're welcome. You've had a fascinating career with so many changes to where you are today. Can you spend a few minutes giving us some background on some of the different careers you have had?
Yeah, and boy, oh boy, let this be a lesson to everybody out there that you don't need to stick with just one thing, that in your lifetime, you should be exploring and pursuing things that interest you. And over time, and as you change and as you grow, the things that interest you are going to grow and change. And so I've had a very interesting career. I started my career off as a lawyer. I did criminal defense work where I defended people who were accused of crimes. And then I did legal work for businesses. And then I got into a technology company and worked in high tech for a while. And then I worked as a coach helping people change their lives. And then I got into the media business. And so I've hosted radio shows and television shows. And I am now a motivational speaker. And I happen to be one of the most booked motivational speakers in the world. And I write books. And so I've had a ton of changes, but all really exciting and a lot of fun.
You know, that's so cool. And this has been a common theme with our guests. Like you said, you don't have to be one thing, only one thing. But some of our guests also have like lots of things, and not just one thing that they do.
Yeah.
Like you. And big dreamers, like Mel said, it's okay if you don't know exactly what you want to do for your career. But life is just about the journey. And if you go after your passions, opportunities will present themselves to you.
That's
Well,
absolutely
I think the
right.
other thing too is it's not even just with your career. I think that, as you get older and as you go through different phases in your life, the friends that you have are going to change. The hobbies that you have are going to change. The sports that you might be playing right now are going to change. And so it's important to realize that throughout your lifetime, almost every aspect of your life can change, and that's a good thing. And that if you are the kind of person that just pays attention to moments throughout the day when you feel energized versus moments throughout the day when you feel very depleted and drained, those are the clues that you need to help you figure out what to do more of. I mean, right now, if you think about who your friends are, there are people in your life that make you feel really good and that energize you, and you should spend more time with them. And there are people in your life that just drain all your energy, and you should try to spend a little bit less time with those kind of people. So, that's really a rule of thumb that I have followed forever, that as I have noticed that I am starting to feel tired or depleted by the job that I'm doing or the people that I'm hanging out with or the hobbies or habits that I have, I change things up, and I change things up to be doing more of the things that energize me. And that has been an incredible formula, a very simple one for making changes and for making sure that as life continues to evolve and as I get older and as I have new experiences, that I am making the most of every day.
Mel, those are all great lessons of life, and I'm glad you shared, because we will be talking in this interview about simplicity of things, and we will be talking more about the things that excite you most, right, Eva?
Yeah. We watched a video where you talked about the 5-second rule. You kind of like made like a 5-second rule, and you talked about it being simple but not easy. Can you share what the 5-second rule means?
Sure. The 5-second rule is a little trick that you can use to outsmart self-doubt. And here's how it works. The moment you're in any situation and you start to feel yourself shrinking, or you start to feel yourself hesitating, or you start to fear, doing something, or you are, starting to feel afraid, even though you should do something. What you're going to do the moment that you feel that self-doubt, the moment that you feel yourself hesitating, start counting backwards in your mind, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And it's a little trick. And what happens when you count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1? Let's count together. You ready? 5,
4, 3, 2, 1.
Just doing something that simple to yourself, it's actually a mind trick. You trick your brain and you turn off the habit of self-doubt. You turn off the fears that are inside you. You turn off all of the little things that we all do that hold ourselves back. And by the time that you hit 1, you've tricked your brain and you've turned on the part of the brain that helps you change, that helps you be brave. So, for example, at school, if there is, you're sitting in class and your teacher says something and you have a question, if you don't 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and raise your hand. If you don't do that, within 5 seconds, self-doubt will trick you and will talk you out of, will tell you, oh, don't raise your hand. You don't know the answer. You don't want to look stupid. And so you can use this little 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 to find courage. You can use it if you see something that isn't right and you're afraid to speak up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, speak up. If you see something that you want to do, like maybe try out for the school play, but you've never done something like that before and you feel a little nervous, the moment you have that urge to sign up, you think, ooh, that might be kind of cool. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and push yourself to just go through that fear and try something new. You see a new group of kids and you'd like to go say hello, or you wish that you could hang out with them. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, walk up to them. You see, self-doubt is a trick, and fear is a trick that your mind plays on you. And you can beat it using the 5-second rule. And how you use it is just count backwards in your own mind. And it's a simple trick you can use to take control of how you think.
Yeah, and also once when I went to Wolf Lodge, it had this drop water slide when I got in line, and I was already about to go in when I was in, and it started. Really wanted to. I actually went out, and I actually went out because I was afraid. But when I went in, I kind of closed my eyes, and then it counted 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and a panel went out under you, and you were just going down. So even though I was scared, I pushed myself to do it. And then it actually turned out fun. So I knew that now I should not be afraid of the things that might scare me. But I know my mind was just telling me that you can't do it.
Right.
Yeah?
And here's something else I want to point out. There are going to be times in your life where you're going to feel scared. And even though you shouldn't, or you've got no reason to, those feelings are still going to come. And what everybody needs to know is those feelings are normal, but you always have a choice to either ignore those feelings of fear or listen to them. And when you count backwards like you did, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, the reason why it's a great little trick is by counting, you start paying attention to the counting and you forget about the fear. And so it distracts you and it gives you a moment of control. And then when you move, now the fear disappears because you've taken action, which is, I know, what you talk a lot about, taking action.
That's true. And
yes, Mel. So you also talk about in your video about simple and easy. So can you please share with us distinctions between those two? Because a lot of people think, oh, simple is easy. And I know you apply that perfectly to your 5-second rule. What does that mean?
Well, what it basically means is that, life is actually pretty simple. The things that we all should be doing, whether it's eating healthy, being nice to people, taking risks, pushing ourselves to be a little bit better every single day. Those are all simple things, right? It's pretty simple to pick the right foods to eat. It's pretty simple to be nice to people. It's pretty simple to push yourself, to do your homework, to speak in class, to do the things you should do. But it doesn't come easily for most of us. Most of us struggle with eating the right things. We struggle with being nice to people. We struggle with, pushing ourselves to do our best work. We struggle with taking risks. And the reason why we struggle is because before we take action, we stop and we think about how we feel about what we need to do. So you can be standing in your kitchen and it's time for breakfast, and you can look and see that the choice is scrambled eggs or frosted flakes. Now, the choice about what a healthy breakfast is pretty simple, isn't it? It's the eggs. We all know that shoveling a spoonful of frosted flakes down your mouth is not probably the best choice in the morning for breakfast. However, if you walk down and you're kind of grumpy and you're tired of eggs and you don't feel like having eggs, it's going to be easier to grab the frosted flakes because you don't feel like eating the eggs. And so in every single moment in our lives, we make a big mistake. We sit in class and we know we should raise our hand and try to guess the answer, but we feel afraid of looking stupid. And so raising your hand, the physical part of raising your hand, it's very easy. The emotional part of raising your hand when you feel afraid or you feel insecure, that is what makes it very hard. And so things are always very simple when you think about the action, but things become difficult or not easy when you think about how you feel about doing it.
That's so, it makes sense, right? And as we usually say, right, Eva, what do we usually say?
Well, I hear my parents all the time that talk about that a lot of the things we know we should do, like stay positive, plan your day, eat healthy, exercise often. These things are common sense, but not necessarily.
Right?
I love that word too. Don't worry about it.
It's not common practice, right?
Yeah.
So when we do things often, like this word, for example, I make mistakes on words all the time, and Eva corrects me all the time. But if I don't use them in a daily on a daily basis, right? We forget things like that, and things can be simple, but if they're common sense but not common practice, it's easy to forget about them. So that's why we encourage you, big dreamers, to use the techniques and the advice that Mel just shared with you. And remember, next time you want to grab that cereal or that candy or peanut butter cookies, you remember there are yummy eggs that mom made for you, or veggies that is steamed with a lot of love.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
That's so cool, Mel.
I
Thank
guess
you
I
so
should
much.
get to practice and start eating those eggs.
Yep.
Well, go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and turn away from the cereal and eat the eggs.
Yeah.
That's a great advice. Thank you, Mel. Thank you. I appreciate it. We're writing it down.
Or even something as simple as, like, if for breakfast, if you would choose, like, let's say, or maybe just a little snack, which one would you choose? Like chocolate or a cheese stick?
Oh, chocolate.
You would want to pick chocolate, like my mom would, but you'd say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and pick the cheese stick.
Okay, I'll do that next time. Thank you for advice, my
And
love.
also when my mom goes to the restaurant store and picks this chocolate that I have no idea what's in it, but for everybody that tried it, it's terrible. So,
and I find it interesting, right?
And so
we should make a whole episode about the chocolate habits.
Yeah. So instead of picking the chocolate, you should pick something else that maybe is healthier and a lot less maybe tasty and a lot more tastier.
Yeah, it brings me back to the question, Eva, that we should ask probably ourselves on a daily basis. What do we really want? Right, Mel? And you talk a lot about it, and this question is so important. Can you please share with us why and how do we really understand what do we really want?
Well, I think that we struggle for our lifetime to figure out what we really want, and it changes over time. And the mistake that most of us make, regardless of how old or young you are, is that we think about what everybody else wants, and we think about what is going to make everybody else happy. And we think about what society tells us we should do. And we make decisions based on that rather than stopping and saying, boy, what do I really want in this situation? What do I really want in this conversation? What do I really want to pursue? And, answer the question, what do I really want, based on what's in your heart. And then when you have your answer, and it might just be something, small, you're curious about starting a podcast, you're curious about writing a book, you're curious about learning guitar. That's the answer that's in your heart. Now what you're going to do is you're going to use your head to figure out how do you get started pursuing it. And that's it. And remember, what you want today may be very different than what the answer is tomorrow.
Yeah. So even like I just got a new guitar and I really want to play it, but like
if you need to make a plan, right?
You need to make a plan.
How you gonna learn it?
And how you gonna like my mom said, how you gonna learn it? You need to think and think, how am I gonna learn it? Is that really what I want?
Yeah. So what are your options, Eva? How would you learn it to play guitar?
So if I could either go on YouTube and just learn it from someone I don't know
who's teaching as well, and they have classes.
But Or I could go to actual classes, which could teach me a little bit more. It would help me a little more because they could tell me if I was doing something wrong or help me do something right. So I think I would pick the one that was I could just go to the classes or they could just come to me.
And that's a great example because you just explained there are a few options in life all the time, and you really ask yourself, what's the best option for me? How will I learn the best from this, right?
Yeah.
And you pick the classes. So that's awesome, Eva. You're asking that question yourself on a daily basis.
Yeah.
That's great. Mel, well, we are very curious about your public speaking skills because we have a lot of listeners who are young and already also adults who are afraid of public speaking. And we did mention in this interview, right, as you said, like you're self-doubting yourself to raise your hand and say the answer at school or just say something that you have in your heart and it's your opinion. And I know that fear of public speaking is even greater than fear of death and fear of spiders. Am I correct? So what do you do for improving public speaking skills?
Well, first of all, you got to decide you want to improve it because you're always going to feel nervous before you start public speaking. So you got to kind of make a decision that this is something that matters to you. Secondly, you got to practice. It's like anything. You know, public speaking is no different than learning how to hit a baseball or play a guitar. It requires practice. And so if you're serious about learning how to speak in public, whether it's being able to get up and read the psalm at your church on the weekends, or it's being more persuasive at work when you're sitting in a conference room, or it's being able to give a speech at an assembly at school, you've got to practice. And so there's a lot of things that you can do. First of all, you can volunteer to read on the weekends at your church. You can volunteer to be part of the school assembly, even though it scares you. Second thing you can do is there's classes you can take. In high school, I took a speech class. That's, the very first class I took on public speaking. You can take Toastmasters, and I'm sure Toastmasters has courses for all ages, but that's it. You got to understand it's a skill. It's not something some people are born with and others aren't. It is a skill, and you become better and better, and your nerves will lower the more you practice it.
Yeah, like in my class once we had this play about you got to be famous people, and I was the part of William Shakespeare. So I kept on practicing and practicing. I needed to know my speech by heart. So I kept on practicing and practicing, and my nerves got less and less. And then when I did it on stage and in front of everybody, I just felt like I could do it. I felt that nothing really mattered if I practice, and even if I got something wrong, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, and you can turn your fear into excitement, right, Eva?
You can turn it into, wow, I did so much. I practiced, and I did so much. I practice, and now I feel so excited and proud of myself because I'm doing it. I'm doing it, and I did all the hard work. Before every interview starts, my mom and I have kind of like a tradition. Before the interview starts, we just like turn on that jingle that goes before on the interview, before we start talking and everything. And we jump around and get excited. And then when the interview starts, we're all excited and happy, and it's no problem talking to our guests.
Yeah, and we think how much value we can bring with our guests to our audience. So, dear big dreamers, we always think about you in the first place before the interview starts, and we are excited that you're listening and you sharing these great episodes. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
Mel, thank you so much for sharing your ideas. We have few minutes left in our interview, and we have a section that's called rapid fire questions.
It's when we just ask a question and you quickly answer.
Cool.
Okay, let's start. Mom, you can go first.
Okay, Mel, what do you enjoy most about being a mom? I know you have 3 kids, correct?
Yes.
How old are they?
I have a 17-year-old that's going off to, she's 18 and she's going off to college. I have a 17-year-old and a 12-year-old son. So 2 girls and a little guy. I enjoy so much about being a mom, but I suppose the thing I enjoy the most is watching our kids become the people that they were meant to be.
That's
Cool.
so special.
For you, what does it mean to be successful?
It means waking up and being excited about the day ahead and living my life to the fullest every day. That means saying what I mean, saying what I think, not editing, making a difference. That's basically what it means.
Is that kind of like a little routine you go through? And
I think what Mel meant is mostly like being the real deal, I would say, right, Mel?
Yeah, I think that it's so, like any day that I wake up and I feel like I'm able to be the real me and not edit what I'm thinking and be direct with people, the better.
Cool. Do you have any daily routines that you do?
I do not sleep with the phone in my bedroom. I do not hit the snooze alarm. I exercise every day. I eat very clean, and I spend 30 minutes planning my day and journaling before I ever look at my phone.
Great. Thank you for sharing.
What do you consider is the greatest achievement of your life this far?
I think my marriage of 21 years is something pretty special, and I'm very proud of that.
And Mel, what do you do for fun?
I hang out with my family. I hike. I spend a lot of time outdoors. I garden in my garden, and I love cooking awesome, elaborate meals.
Thank you. So we have 3 more questions, and they can be fast as well, but those are very, very cool questions that we ask every guest as well.
If you go back in time and talk to your 10-year-old self, what would be the best advice?
Stop lying.
Great.
And you have already made many of your dreams a reality, but if you look at yourself today, what is your big dream for the future?
To reach millions of people every single week and share what we're learning so that other people can live their lives to the fullest.
Great. And the last question of this interview is, where can our audience find out more about you?
So if you go to Mel Robbins, Robbins, so melrobbins.com, I have a website, I have a YouTube channel, I have Instagram, I have Facebook. We are super active on all those platforms, and 99% of what we do is free. We put out new videos almost every single day. And so everything that we are doing online is designed to inspire you, to educate you, and to give you the courage and confidence and the tools that you need in order to discover your best self and go out and make the changes that you need to live your best life.
So we encourage our big dreamers to go and check all the channels of yours, and we'll definitely include everything in our show notes. So big dreamers, as you can see, Mel is very exceptional, extraordinary person and very inspiring. So there are a lot of information to learn from Mel, and it's not possible to put everything, all the juicy stuff in the one interview. That's why you can find her on Instagram and YouTube and her website, of course. So thank you, Mel, so much. Thank you for sharing your wisdom.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Knowledge. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Mel might be my favorite guest of all time. She was so much fun to have on the show, and I hope we will be able to have her back again in the future. Of course, I will include everything we discussed in our show notes, as well as links to Mel's website and social media at dreambigpodcast.com/47. When you go to the show notes, you'll see a place to sign up for our insider newsletter where we'll send exclusive content, including a free audio that I made on my top 10 tips for making and keeping great friends. This audio is only available for those who subscribe, and I know this will really help you, so please be sure to have your parents join the newsletter to get it. And again, please consider leaving a review for the show if you're getting value from it. It really helps get exposure for the show, and we love hearing from our fans. Plus, if you go to dreambigpodcast.com/bonus, you can claim your free personalized stickers for taking the time to leave an honest review. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is Eva Cartman reminding you that you have unlimited potential. Your dreams are not optional. You need to make them essential. So take massive action to turn those big dreams into reality. Live with passion the way life is meant to be. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye!